Mnangagwa has shown that he is up to harm or up to actually uh, provoking retired Chiwenga. And over the past few days, a lot of things has happened which shows the clear intentions of Emerson Mnangagwa, particularly on retired General Chiwenga. I know the ZANU-PF people will always say we are provoking the situation, but it's not us create this political drama. This political drama is created by Mnangagwa, including Zwikanandas. And on this live broadcast, I'll be actually citing incidences that Emerson Mnangagwa has by far crossed the red lines, particularly on the expectations as well as the anticipations of war veterans. He has gone a step further in terms of provoking retired General Chiwenga as well as war veterans. Greetings and welcome on your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. I'll begin with this picture. I think this was choreographed. Chiwenga might have been trapped to really witness this incident when Emerson Mnangagwa was coming out and Wicknell Chivayo having to come and actually greet Mnangagwa in front of Chiwenga. And we know how Chiwenga he has made his feelings known regarding these people called Zwikanandas. I'm talking of your Wicknell Chivayos. I'm also referring to Gudawashe Takurei and the Kamban. But yesterday, what we saw Emerson Mnangagwa actually depicting in front of retired General Chiwenga that he will never separate me from Zwikananda. This picture that I put here, it exactly preaches this message that the relationship between me and the Zwikanandas, you cannot cut it off. In simple terms, the corruption that you allege it is being done by these people, it will actually continue to go on. And to Wicknell Chivayo was trying to prove in front of retired General Chiwenga that him and Emerson Mnangagwa, they are one and they are inseparable. But you could look at the face of retired General Chiwenga. The cameraman tried to hide the face. Most probably all these individuals are coached on what to do, what to broadcast, the nature of pictures to take as well as to circulate, and the angles to take. They are told, you can see that they are coached. Now, in that picture, Kempo Mohati is clearly depicted, but Chiwenga is hidden by Wicknell Chivayo, and that may be having a symbolic aspect. When I was looking at that picture without paying more attention, I was thinking maybe retired General Chiwenga was not in that picture. So now that is part of crossing a red line. Not only that, yesterday he captioned this. Chiwenga is in Bulawayo. He goes to officiate in Bulawayo. Now, when he goes to officiate in Bulawayo, Mnangagwa, he created this scenario whereby if he's in Bulawayo, they fired one of the war veteran, the Director General of ZANU-PF, at the headquarters of ZANU-PF. Chiwenga was in Bulawayo. So most probably he got to learn about this on his way back to Harare. And this spectacle that was created by Wicknell Chivayo. Not only did they do that, especially on yesterday alone. Now, Chiwenga goes to deliver a speech. The permanent secretary of the information and publicity, that is Nick Mangwana, what he does, he writes a statement to say what Chiwenga presented was a script that was given by Emerson Mnangagwa. I think I've underscored on that in one of the live videos that was a serious escalation. So this definitely the firing of that brigadier there by the ZANU PF headquarters. I must tell you, that was pointing a meekly finger on the war veterans as well as also on retired General Chiwenga. It shows to them clearly that Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa is after thwarting them. Yeah, this is the simplest thing. In simple explanations and interpretation, that is what Mnangagwa is gunning for retired General Chiwenga. Remember also today, there is an intelligence report that was leaked just now. I think I presented it. It became my second live broadcast, whereby it clearly stipulated that those who are not supporting resolution number 1 are supporting retired General Chiwenga, and they are supposed to be acted upon. That intelligence report clearly states it identifies Chiwenga within ZANU PF as a problem. So I think in the back of my mind, I'm now asking myself, it has been exposed beyond reasonable doubt that Mnangagwa is anti-retired General Chiwenga. And there is absolutely no situation that may warrant a response more than what has just happened. And if you look at the speech also of retired General Chiwenga yesterday, he was adamant in terms of explaining that resources that are in Zimbabwe, they are not just for the companies that are exploiting them, but those resources, they are for the people of Zimbabwe. And they spoke strongly on corruption, in spite of what Mnangagwa as well as Barakashi has been doing to try and silence the voice of Chiwenga speaking about corruption. Chiwenga has been consistent, especially about addressing the issues of transparency and also uprooting of corruption. That on its own, that resonates with the majority of the people of Zimbabwe, because for a long time, people have been deceived to think that I mean, Zimbabwe's problems are as a result of economic sanctions. This is the narrative that has been derived. But the truth of the matter is that Zimbabwe's problems emanate from gross corruption that is spearheaded by ZANU PF. That is where Zimbabwe's problems are emanating from. Now, I think I give retired General Chiwenga the benefit of the doubt, because in 2017, he was speaking about corruption. They brought Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa thinking he will uproot corruption. Someone may say, but Chiwenga is under Mnangagwa. But if you assess, ever since Chiwenga began to work with Mnangagwa, there were attempts to eliminate his life. That means he was not wanted from the day number 1. I remember, I think was it Susan Mtami, indicating that, and I've heard a lot of sources, especially from within ZANU PF, indicating that anyone who actually military, including the youth of ZANU PF, they were fired as soon as Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa landed into power. Anyone who spoke about the Zwikanandas became the target within ZANU PF. That is public knowledge. So and also the mere fact that the man is still standing firm on calling for the uprooting, serious uprooting of corruption. Maybe if he took over from Robert Gabriel Mugabe, he was going to do a better job than Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. I know a lot of people may actually judge him with some of the sentiments he has put on the public domain. But remember, military personnel being crewed from the barracks, jumping into politics. In military, there is a language that is used. They act on commands. In politics, you have to have that civilian mentality and take out that military jacket. But I have noticed some form of improvements over the past few days, which I stand to give him a benefit of doubt that there is high probability he may actually do better, because he is able to identify the problem, that the problem in Zimbabwe is corruption. The problem in Zimbabwe are these tenderpreneurs that are given monies from the state coffers, and instead of delivering, they don't deliver. What they do is that they plunder those resources. And then every time ZANU-PF comes for elections, they are lying to people. They say it's economic sanctions. We are doing well, but because of economic sanctions. Yet Zimbabwe has resources that are generating income. And the more they see that something has been generated from the state coffers, the more these Zwikanandas come and parcel each other these tenders, which they do not normally deliver. A typical example is the Gwanda Solar Project by Wicknell Chivayo. The judiciary system of Zimbabwe defended him. Anyway, what do you expect? It is controlled by Mnangagwa. If it is controlled by Mnangagwa, it is equally controlled by Wicknell Chivayo, as well as also Gudawashe Takwire. So there is a lot of actually red flags that Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa has crossed. He is against war veterans in terms of how he has been doing things. Firing a director general of ZANU-PF who is a war veteran and also a military personnel. That is a serious provocation. Now, I've been at pain trying to explain to people that in Zimbabwe, war veterans as well as the Zimbabwe Defense Forces are one and the same thing. So, and they regard retired General Chiwenga as a senior. Actually military personnel. Don't worry about being retired, because the soldier, even if it's a retired soldier, it can also go back to the barracks. So retired General Chiwenga within the military ranks, he is still held at high regard. So underestimate. There is also another, there are attempts that are being done by Emerson Dambudzo. I mean, there is a lot, but before I preempt this one, I think I'll do a specific live broadcast, because this video is becoming so long. I don't want it to be long. But Mnangagwa has done everything possible to show the retired General Chiwenga that he is bringing war to him. And I think it has been quite clear to retired General Chiwenga before he sees it. And this is an escalation. And at the moment, there is in Zimbabwe. Anything can happen from any time from now, because temperatures, the time Blessed Geza said temperatures are high. The intensity, the situation has intensified more. If then it was 34 degrees, now I think it's above 40. It continues to go higher and higher. Thing from then is possible, and it makes ZANU-PF conference to be a very, very volatile actual atmosphere for human beings to go there. There will be serious infighting we have never seen. And I must tell you, I mean, even beyond this conference, I don't think it will solve if ever Mnangagwa is not yet dealt with. It will not actually put down these fires that we are already seeing within ZANU-PF. Some denying, obviously, they love to deny the obvious. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button, so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. Okay, Umhlabane is signing off. Do remember to support my album.